Hey everyone, Jason here with PCS, and I'm with.
Kaleb Gross, Royal Logistics.
So Caleb, you were one of our beta testers for Cortex, which has these AI capabilities. AI came out in trucking. It's a buzzword. It's really been a lot of fluff from a lot of people. What's your experience? Is that what's the non-fluff stuff that's worked for you?
Truthfully, the amount of operational efficiencies that it creates on the operations side of things, as far as automation, the backhaul assistant, that type of thing that puts a lot of the stuff that's all in one place,
Sure.
and you don't have an operations team that's going here to get this, here to get this, here to get this. Everything's in one spot.
Everybody, when I worked for truckload, sometimes you could look for a load during the day and it takes you 3 hours because every time you're calling, it's done, it's booked. Yeah, you keep calling and calling and calling. How has backhaul assist helped you with that?
I think it allows you to just really narrow down, and allows you to really see the relationship that you've built with whoever you haul that load for. So instead of having to call and sit on hold to try to get a hold of some random broker you don't even know,
Sure.
it allows you just to straight email a contact. Oh yeah, they got that load. Let me email James from wherever, So it allows you to really cut down on that time.
And you're not just searching for random loads.
Right. You're not just like searching a random load board, hey, find me so I think that helps tremendously. It also helps from a planning standpoint,
100%.
which is a big thing, right? So, right away, hey, I'm sending a truck to Knoxville, Tennessee next Friday. Right then and there what you've done out of there before. Sure, without having to remember it or guess.
And then it has it just looking for it and backing the most efficient one for you. I'm sure that's helped you grow a stronger relationship with those people because you start looking at it more. And
Yeah, and it really allows like the operations team to pinpoint. Not really pinpoint. I would say allows them to really guarantee more capacity.
sure.
Because like it's really easy for dispatch to get lost in where they actually send trucks and how often they send them there.
Right.
So when you have that info right in front of you, you start to see, man, I've talked to Joe about a load out of Knoxville 5 times this week. So that'll bring on the conversation. Well, let's ask Joe how much freight he has out of Knoxville.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So it brings that kind of stuff to the forefront that on a dispatcher can easily get lost.
Yeah, and then that brings up other opportunities that they might say, "Hey, I see you also go to Houston," and it just expands your core business.
Right.
One thing that we have a vision for that, like, say you do go to Knoxville every Friday, you know that you're unloading there at 9 a.m. Well, you can just have Cortex, the backhaul, looking for that load every Friday, and all of a sudden you have a relationship with somebody you didn't.
Right. And that's ultimately what you're looking to do, right? When the market is what it is right now for trucking, relationships are everything.
Absolutely.
It's very easy for somebody to go say, I'm just going to find the cheapest carrier. Well, if you have that relationship and you can commit capacity to them and your AI or Cortex can help you do that relationship by automating stuff, it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, because when they start recognizing your name, Royal Logistics, and then somebody underbids you, but they don't know them, they're going to go with you.
Right, especially if because you do have the automation, you do have the ability to see in advance, hey, I'm going to have 5 trucks here in the next week and a half.
What, as far as streamlining processes, have you, what big difference have you seen in the billing cycle and doing the paperwork and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just knowing what exactly you need to bill a load.
Yep.
And then as well as just the flow. It's just it just flows better. And I don't necessarily have a why for that, but it does. And I know, AI's on back end. AI scares everybody.
Sure,
But
it does.
But it just everything just flows, when it's running through the Cortex part of it.
Yep.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the way PCS went in and they built their Cortex like to run in the background. So it's not as scary.
So there'll be people that will be onboarding straight to the Cortex. Maybe they haven't used PCS before. They're coming on as a new customer. What would you say? How was the onboarding process?
It was actually really easy. And I think that is, I have a saying, I tell people this all the time. If I don't know how to do something in PCS, it's because I'm trying too hard to do it. I mean, literally, like PCS is one of those softwares where everything is way easier to do than you think it should be.
Sure.
You know, because everybody's so used to having to go through 10 steps to do one thing.
Yeah.
Whereas PCS combines that, and that's where Cortex helps you too, right?
Yeah.
Combines all those tasks into one button or one thing or one phrase or whatever.
From the carrier side, sometimes
Yep.
you just want to know who has the Walmart product on the truck. So natural language, you can ask things like, where are all Walmart loads? Where are all my this and that? And it really puts it into perspective and just saves time.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, the operational efficiencies, because then it allows your operations team to focus on revenue driving tasks
Yes.
versus all the monotonous task of looking for a load, or not looking for a load, but, you know, tracking and tracing it and all that stuff.
Awesome.
You know, so.
You say the number one way is PCS helps you move more efficiently and helps your team overall.
I would say that I would, as an operation, it's the ability to have everything in one spot. From my fleet to my accounting to my dispatch, you know, just because that's so key, like for an organization, you know, we have 100 assets,
Sure.
100 trucks, 240 trailers. I got a lot to keep up with.
Right.
But having all that ability, and then on top of that, ease of use.
And those are the two key things, right? Ease of use. Can you train a new person on that?
Right.
A lot of people are aging themselves out, and it's hard to find young talent. So having to train them, and the easier it is to use,
Yep.
the more efficient you are.
Ease of use is probably from an operational standpoint, and then from organization as a whole, just having everything in one TMS in one spot.
Awesome.